What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mello Mars. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's time to give out the S.Y.A.D of the week. And the S.Y.A.D is a segment we do each and every Saturday where we tell the stupidest person of the week too.
Man, sit your ass down.
And I have several candidates for you today. Guys, I put this post up earlier this week. Just giving some statistics of the 2019 FBI findings. Basically what they found in the black community. Now the purpose of the post, honestly, was to point to what the media does to the black community and force things down our throat to incite us and to make us emotional. It wasn't necessary to just point out the numbers, even though the numbers are significant, and the thing that people are out there marching about is confusing. How are you marching about this, but you're not focused on these other grand numbers? But it's neither here or there. Like I said, the purpose of this post was to point out what the media does to the black community. But of course, when you put anything out there, you have the people who will logically wrap that around their mind. Then you have those who will take emotion and just run away with whatever you're saying. And that's exactly what happened this time. Guys, majority of the people who liked this post or loved it or maybe even laughed at it or whatever the case may be, were black people. The people who had agreements to it or was able to understand, comprehend it, majority of the people were black people. The people who had so much to say in the comment section, the majority of them were non-black people. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for everyone having an input to give into every conversation. I don't say just because you haven't experienced something, you can't have your say in it. However, it's amazing to me. It just really trips me out, the type of people who grandstand for the black community. The people who have used some type of guilt to bring them to a stance that they have never experienced in their single life. And there's several things that leads up to that, and I'll actually talk about that later on in this video. But I want to show you guys who are the people who had so much to say. Let's start out with actually a former high school classmate of mine. And bro, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I still love you. Just gotta call you out. My homeboy, Scott. As you can see, Scott is lily white. And I put a heart on his lovely son there. Nothing against Scott, but I have to tell the truth, brother. This is what Scott had to say. These stats are completely made up and hijacking the issue. Systemic racism is the issue. As you know, he said, as I know, being black in America is almost a crime. I almost spit up whatever I was eating at the moment. I'm always eating something because I'm fat. Let's grow together and fix our white privilege problem. Now, I'm going to try not to spend too much time on each of these because we got 5 more people to go. But bro, you're 100% wrong. I get out of life what I put into life. There's nothing in this world that's stopping me from getting what I want to succeed other than me. See, the problem we have in society right now is that so many people are looking at the grand scale of the black community and thinking that represents each black person. What I try to do is speak to black people as individuals. Because regardless of what white liberals want us to think and a lot of black people want us to think, we're not a monolith. We're not one mind. We're very diverse people. So when I speak to individuals, I try to ask them, what is stopping you from getting to where you want to be? And they can never give me a direct answer. They can always speak on so-and-so, Trayvon Martin and George Floyd. They can speak on all these other people that's going on, but you can't tell me what's going on with your life. That's the problem. So Scott, that's 100% offensive for you to say being black in America is almost a crime. That's straight BS. And there's no such thing as white privilege. That's something people are pushing this week. Oprah and some of the other people have been pushing since the George Floyd or just been pushing overall. It's straight BS. There's no privilege. I know the sense of privilege means something you don't earn or something that is rightfully yours. But what did you do to get that? There's nothing that you can do to control that. You were born white. And I remember you, and just give people context, you've always been a sensitive person towards the black community, and I appreciate that. I remember you playing ball in high school. You do date black women. And honestly, it's kind of no person worse to talk about these issues than somebody that date a white man that's dating a black woman. Ask the people who's in New York right now. The mayor of New York, married to who? A black woman. And that man's destroying their city. What I'm asking you, Scott, is don't take the narrative of people who are perpetual victims. Anybody that would acknowledge a system or someone else having privilege over them, yeah, they're putting themselves in the victim role. And nobody's a victim in the situation. No one can control who we were born to and what situation we were born in. It's your choice as an adult to rise up and make the best out of life as you can. I seen the bottom of my life and now I'm going towards the top. There's nothing that can stop me other than me. The next person is Jasmine Corey. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never met no black Pacinas. Let's see what she had to say. There's no such thing as black on black violence. That's the funniest thing in the world. You see, I hide it, laughed at it. It's so funny. How in the world is no such thing as black on black crime? Like, I'm trying to understand it. If a black person kills another black person, if a black person rob another black person, what is that called? It's like y'all want to take away common sense. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be real strong with what I'm saying here. The worst thing a parent could do, to me, is send their kids to college. That's one of the worst things you can do. Especially a liberal, like an outright liberal college. Because what it trains kids to do is to stop using their mind and only believe what they're told or what they read. What you read is not always true. What you're told is not always true. Every school is full of professors who are trying to push their agendas. They may read 1 or 2 pages from the curriculum, and then this thing they ranting about something that means a lot to them and they're passionate about. And majority of them are liberal professors. That's what brainwashed majority of our youth. But the point of saying common sense, black on black violence don't exist, you gotta explain it further. And she did not elaborate whatsoever. Let's go to the next lady. Christina Turner. What do y'all see? At the least bit, Christine is mixed breed. I know people gonna get mad at me saying that, but what am I supposed to call you? Mix? You mix, right? Oh no, she black. All you need is a drop of black and you black. Please. That's the thing about black people. Y'all accept anything that white people force on y'all. Y'all accept anything white people tell you that you are. You accept the word nigger. Now you switch it to nigga. It's different. You can put the ER and A and that makes it different. No, it don't. Think about the words that end the ER in the English language that black people use with an A. Trigger. Bro, don't make me pull that trigger. Sticker. Can I have a sticker? Every word in the English language that end with the ER, we end it with A or AH. So don't miss me with the whole changing the whole thing. No, it does not mean what you say it means, because even when you get upset with somebody, what's the first thing you call them? Oh, nigga. Tell me I'm lying. So what Christine had to say, there's a bigger point to the marches and protests, and that's to end systemic racism and economic inequality as well. And those numbers aren't correct, but okay. Now, systemic racism, we already addressed that. There's no such thing. It's not going on. I'm sorry. There are things that are pro-white in this country. Yes, white people have a little bit more of an advantage because they're the majority of this country. What are you saying? But that's not saying that you can't do what you want to do. That's not saying you are ill-equipped and don't have the resources out here to succeed in whatever measure you want. Economic inequality. The main people who talk about economic inequality are some of the richest people in this world. Oprah this week coming out talking about white privilege and economic inequality. The richest black woman in the world is talking about this. How did Oprah get rich? That's the thing I don't like about black liberals. Everything that you did to get where you are, you refuse to tell people that's what they can do to get where they want to be. I don't get it. What's the concept? Why they should take a cheaper route or a lesser route than what you did? Oprah came from poverty. Everybody don't have to be a billionaire, but it's easy steps to avoid poverty. Graduate high school, get you a good job, and get married before you have kids. That's just a simple steps. But y'all want to give people handouts instead of hand-ups. You know the whole saying, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. To be out there marching for that is cool, but it's not a problem in our community. It's not even nowhere near the top 5 issue in our community. There's bigger issues that we have to deal with, and I'm not saying people are not dealing with it, but I'm saying there's bigger issues that we're totally avoiding. Let's go on to Miss Anastasia Ozane Portieri. I'm just saying, do you guys see what I see? I'm sorry. I mean, where's the blackness? And I'm not saying they can't stand up for what they believe. It's just ironic that these are the people who always have the most to say. People who are not black. What does she have to say? This has to be one of the most ill-informed and self-hate posts, I guess you mean, I have ever seen. With the oppressor, abuser is confronted by the victim, often they attempt to make their abuse seem secondary to other traumas in order to not take accountability for the hurt and the pain they have caused. Black people, it's okay to speak up when someone has mistreated you and your ancestors for centuries. You never deserve the treatment and you never will. First of all, the most overused phrase in the black community is self-hate. Because basically she is repeating what Joe Biden said. We all got to think the same. Ain't none of us diverse. So essentially what she's saying is, if I view something different than what the narrative is in the black community, then I hate being black. Instead of appreciating a black man that's willing to use his mind to provoke thought, to think about things myself, instead of going along with the narrative. Anastasia, I just challenge you. Stop talking about all the stuff that black people has been through. Tell us what you've been through. That's what I want to know. Tell us what you have been through. Since you want to represent black people so bad, I'm not saying you don't have any black in your family or whatever, but tell us what you've been through. You can talk about all the history lessons, but majority of people who went through the things that we rolling on their grave right now, if they've seen the things that we complain about. The next lady, Jasmine Corey. Do you see what I see? I'm sorry. I'm just letting y'all know. It's just ironic. I'm sorry. She says, an abortion is not a death. How about let's talk about the fact that they're out here lynching black folks and calling it suicide. And also 9, I can name more off the top. And honestly, guys, she never named those 9 or more. I asked her to, she never did. And regarding the lynching, come on now. I know they said something about in Houston, but if anybody got to follow up what happened in Houston, please put that in the comment section below. Honestly, I truly believe that was a hoax or that was people trying to draw attention. But as we know, we do have people getting hung like this guy. So yeah. Let's just be sure we keep the facts to facts. And the last person, I'll say the best for last. Lady named Shaina Galadriel, I'm not sure, Jones. Now Jones is a black name. And I definitely see she has a black father. But look at this picture, ladies and gentlemen. Another, how should I say it? Interracial, mixed person. How do you guys want me to say it without you guys being offended? I haven't seen one pure black person who on my post, and I admonish you guys to go to my Facebook, Oldest Jamel Holloway. There's probably over 60 to 70 people, posts people talking about this thing right now. It's not just me. People shared it on their pages, so other people are talking about it. I'm just saying, look at what's going on. Look at what people are saying. It's not black people talking about this. Not black people are disagreeing. The only black people who are engaging or even talking about this are straight up just having pure conversations. These people coming in and majority of conversations go well, and then they start throwing shots. Like Miss Shaina here. She says, here's your fact check of the day. Since we're talking numbers, the official number is 235 lethal police shootings of black civilians in 2019. Keep in mind that this does not include deaths from lethal beatings, and that cops shouldn't be able to kill people and get away with it, period. They are hired to serve us, not kill us. She leaves a source there. And I responded to her, and then we went on maybe about hours, a couple hours. First off, that stat of the 9 is unarmed black men. Let me just be clear 100% on my stance when it comes to police and deals with the civilian. Anytime a civilian is in contact with a police officer, they should do one or two things. Either go to jail or go home. No one should get killed, especially the civilian. However, if the civilian is armed and the police officer recognizes that weapon and has to protect themselves, by any means necessary, they have to protect themselves. They have a right to want to go home just as well as the person that's shooting them or trying to attack them with the weapon. However, if an unarmed civilian gets killed by the police, I 100% say that police officer should be guilty until proven innocent. I don't believe they should get the right to go home and to post bail and all this stuff. No, they should be in jail until proven innocent. They had to something about their body cam. Something had to happen that lets me know that this person who is unarmed you have to use deadly force against them. That's my stance. I don't care what race of the person is. And one of the people who shared my post, somebody commented on there that there's no reason for police to be killing these innocent people. I said, innocent people? Where are we getting these innocent people from? I mean, majority of the cases of people, and we just found out the way George Floyd was acting, not saying he deserved to die, but majority of these cases are people who are career criminals, who are in the midst of a crime at the moment. In George Floyd case, he was high and committing alleged crime. And they resisting arrest. Majority of them are resisting arrest. So I'm not understand what we're talking about innocent people from. Where are these so-called innocent people that the police just killing willy-nilly like that? So I don't understand your stance on this. I don't understand where people are coming from. But let me say this. Like I said throughout this video, everyone who commented on this post and whoever commented on this video, whatever, has every right to say what you have to say. The fact of the matter is, you can't tell me how to be black. You can't tell me it's a crime to be me. You can't tell me that I hate myself because I don't view things the way black people should view things. Because first of all, you aren't black. So how do you know how black people are supposed to view things? Somebody commented on the post, said white-splaining, and I get it. It's just like the term mansplaining, how women feel when men try to speak above their head and stuff like that. But most of the time the women be full of crap when they say that. But I can see where someone would say that, because who are you? I just don't understand it. Like, you're able to say your perspective, but you aren't able to say my reality. And just because my reality don't match your perspective doesn't make me wrong. So that's the danger of the Black Lives Matter movement, the organization. That's the danger of what you guys were doing a couple months ago after the George Floyd death, of going to every white person you know, telling them if they don't speak up, then that means something, that you know who they are. But you want to credit the ones who do speak up and make them seem like such a hero, when both can be wrong. I admonish any and all white people who stood for what you believe and didn't talk on nothing that you don't understand. And that's why I never get mad with Joe Biden when he say some of the things that he say, because he's saying the truth. He just saying what black people say every single day. When he told you if you have a difficulty choosing between him and Trump, then you ain't black. Y'all say that every day. Y'all say anybody but Trump, because Trump is against black people. And then what he just said this week of asking a black reporter, and y'all don't notice, every time he get in the face of black people, he talk like those white people who try to sound cool in front of black people. Yo, 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 homie, yo. He talk like that the whole time. Then he's so passive aggressive, laughing the whole time, not taking any black reporter seriously. And then he said something that's so offensive. First he asked the guy if he was on drugs. Then he had the nerve to say there's no diversity in the black community. But you guys treat me like that. You guys treat people who are conservatives just like that. That we can't be diverse. Let me wrap this up and say this. For you to not be black and try to stand up more for the black community, you look just as bad as feminist men. Basically, you want to support a cause that ultimately want to be superior over you. Because what this Black Lives Matter movement is showing me, they don't want equality. They want superiority. They want revenge. And honestly, I'm the buffer between you and what they really want. They're using you. So all this pandering that you're doing, keep doing it. But guess what? As soon as you get out of line, they're gonna hate you too. So for everybody who want to stand up for BLM and black people overall, when it's not really even your fight, Anger Man, please tell them what to do.
Man, sit your ass down.